Good evening humans, Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimates Metalhead figure from Super7. If you saw my Mechasonic review, you probably have an idea of the predilection I have for blatantly robot versions of protagonists. So without further ado, let's get into this. Let's do this. Jumping right into aesthetics as I am wont to do, and as usual, Super7 absolutely killing it here. For those who are unaware, this Ultimates line is an homage to the original 1989 through 1995 line for the 1989 cartoon. So all the looks are based off that, and really they killed it here. Unfortunately, I do not have my original Metalhead figure to compare this to. So unfortunately that will not be part of this video. However, there are other reviewers that have done it, and I'll try to link to a couple in the description. So with that being said, just really well done here. Not too much paint needed for this character, which is pretty cool. And I wouldn't call it the elephant in the room, but the first thing people are gonna think of is the back metal on the shell, which they couldn't do here because, I mean, not only environmental reasons, but just it's expensive and it would flake a lot. So, you know, not something they could do, but I love the shade of gold they picked for the shell. It looks really, really good. And not only that, they've got some fantastic sculpt details in here as well. Even the belt, you have like your oil can and your funnel, a couple grenades, the T, just all really well done. You got all the mechanical details. They even painted the rivets, which is really cool. So it's really well done. Just, you know, tasteful splashes of green and yellow throughout, and the sculpt just looking really well. Proportions are right. Whoa, hands do come off a little bit easily. We'll go over that in the next section. But yeah, not only that, but I'll go over this now, even though I'm gonna touch on it in the next section as well, is that they even included the light piping. So I'll show that off in accessories. But yeah, overall, fantastic looking figure. When it comes to their Ultimates lines, Super7 does not mess around in any measure, as you can see. And so we're not gonna waste any time, we're gonna get right into this. Starting off actually with the unpainted sprue of accessories reminiscent of the original release. Not only that, you get all these nice details on the sprue itself, which is absolutely fantastic detail. Again, can't remember if that was on the original figure, so let me know in the comments if you happen to have this, or the original figure. And on this sprue, you get the backpack, the little twirly thing, the satellite, and the 2 grenades. So really well done. Again, all not painted. Also a little bit of difference here, which I'll get into in a second, with the whirly-do, whatever you call that. Again, don't have the original figure with the package, so I can't remember what they call that there. But getting right into it, let's start off with hands. So we get 3 different sets of hands right out of the box. I'd switched them out. You get 2 gripping hands, and the rivets are painted black, which is kind of cool, really well detailed. Then you get 2 fists. So left and a right, same thing with painted rivets. And then on the figure as I have it now, you have 2 splayed hands, which look really cool. Not only that, but you get finally you get the hand with the like tendril, which is really cool. Really well done. I don't know how, it's really light, so I don't think this is really going to throw off the balance of the figure. But I haven't tried it yet, so I can't fully say there. Beyond that, then we're getting into the weapons, the stuff you saw on the sprue. So we do get 2 painted grenades. So you can see they're in the same green color, but they've got that dark kind of gunmetal color on the little piece here and the top. And then we get the little satellite, and that is unpainted, but doesn't really need to be. That's going to tie into the next piece, which is the backpack, which we get this really cool targeting system looking thing here. Really nice details without little splashes of metallic light green. Trying to see how well that comes across on camera. Probably not incredibly well, but looks really nice. It definitely helps it pop. Even the buttons on the front, which plug into his 2 ports here on the front of his chest. So nice and secure. There's also a tab here that goes at the back of the shell, so that's nice. Detailing on the inside. really cool. And your satellite you can just plug in right here at the top. Really well done. Then moving on to, well, let's talk about the heads. So we get the head out of the box, which is just painted red in both the brain and the eyes. Then you get some like the gold teeth and stuff like that, really well detailed. And then the one that I replaced it with, and the one that will stay on, is the homage to the original figure. So you get the little light window. So this is translucent red plastic. The entire head is cast in a translucent red. So you can shine a light and the eyes will look like they're glowing. It's really, really cool. Fantastic touch. Glad they did that. And finally, we have the whirly-doos. So here's the difference with these and on the sprue is both of these are actually articulated with the rotating part, which is really cool. And the reason you get two of these is you get one, and this is actually the port to plug into the hand. So as you can see, it's the same plug-in that you would have for the hands, which is really cool. So you can put it on the hand, or you have the one with the thicker peg at the bottom. Again, still, whoa, it even came out. I didn't realize it did that. And that can plug into the top of the backpack just as the satellite does. That's accessories. Moving on to articulation, and this is where some of the issues with the figure come up. Nothing major. Most of the stuff is just part of kind of what we've seen with this line, so nothing surprising. A couple other things are just a matter of the sculpt itself because it's so intricate. So starting from the top, we have a ball joint here at the head. So we get really nice up and not really down, kind of just forward. But we do get a little bit of tilt, which is nice. So, you know, you got that rotation there. No butterflies, as we don't really see on the Ultimates. And we're only coming up about that far. Oh man, that hand keeps coming out. And again, that's because as you can see these two lines right here, I mean, that's just, you're not going to get a lot of motion there. So you can rotate it and kind of work with it that way and get some different poses. But you know, in terms of, you're not going to get a T pose or certainly not a Y pose out of this. So that is what it is. We do get bicep swivel. We get single jointed elbows. So we're getting just before 90, probably like 89 degrees. And then hands are a hinge and swivel. However, because those pegs are so short, if you try to hinge, you're probably going to pop out. So be aware of that. Probably like hinge before you put the hand in. So that's the only advice I have. When we come to the waist, no ab crunch obviously because they're turtles, but we have a movable piece in here which gives you a little bit, and it can act as a crunch. Trying not to bring the legs into it, but you know, not really. So you're not getting a ton of movement there. And then we do have these ball hinges here. And this again is, I think I touched on this on the Leonardo review. The pegs here are very, very thin. That worries me. And you know, they loosen up real quick. Like this loosened up pretty much as soon as I got it out of the box. So something to be aware of, especially because when you have a backpack on, it's gonna weigh them back and you're gonna get that. So just be aware of that. Again, some shoe polish should help kind of clear that up a little bit. And but you can do full splits, actually almost slightly beyond full splits. So there's your Y pose with the legs. And then you get your thigh swivel in that area. Mine's a little stiff. I've got to heat that up to move it. So that is what it is. No, so yeah, so that's your thigh swivel and you're out and in. So you can come forward, you can come back a little bit. Then you get single jointed knees as well, which you're not even going to get to 90. And part of that, most of that is the sculpt. Part of that is these wires here, which is actually kind of a cool addition. I love the way that looks. It's just, again, kind of hinders that a little bit. You get a little bit of rotation from that knee piece as well. And then when it comes to the feet, fantastic point. Absolutely fantastic forward. And then you do get some rocker, but again, you're gonna be working against the sculpts because you got these little piston pieces here. So all stuff to keep in mind. Jumping into size comparisons, here's Metalhead with various other Ninja Turtle lines. Here they are with some Hasbro stuff. Here they are with some SH Figure Arts and Storm collectibles with various monsters. And finally, with an Articulated Icons Oni and yours truly in human form as an Articulated Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on Super7's Metalhead here is another really solid entry in the TMNT Ultimates line, and it does suffer from a few of the same issues that other figures did, like the kind of wobbly legs and the thin joints at the hips, which don't really help this one with the balance. So that kind of knocks a couple of points off for me. It's still a gorgeous looking figure, and you can definitely get it in poses and work around with it. I'm still gonna look into ways to solidify those hip joints, just so I have a few more options. So we'll see if the floor polish trick works for this. But that being said, I believe it is up and available at various sites right now. I think, because I know Big Bad Toy Store has been like kind of re-putting up a lot of the waves for pre-order again, because they've been trying to get these things out, which is excellent to see. So I will put links wherever they are. Might be Entertainment Earth as well. So if I find it, it'll be in the description below. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this entertaining and or informative. And if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Trying to hit some goals by the end of the year. I know I can hit triple digits, and I'm so close, but I can't do that without you. So please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this at all. Please check out my other reviews. I definitely do a lot of TMNT stuff. I do some Power Rangers stuff. I do all sorts of stuff. I do some NECA figures, you know, so I got a good variety. So please check it out. And yeah, so with that being said, thank you so much one more time for watching, and be sure to take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.